Sorry for the horrible lighting. I know it's bad. I am at an Airbnb and I will explain all the stuff in a minute. I'm trying to get this camera righted as always. I never know how it looks. So I think I'm gonna bring it down some. Yeah, I think that's good. Sorry for the wiggling. Okay, I think we're good now. So how is everybody? Hi, Sherry and Clem and Lou. If you are joining us and it's your first time, or even if it's not your first time, please say hi. I'd love to welcome you and make you part of our little group. You can tell me where you're from if you feel the need, and I'm gonna go ahead and do some announcements. So Saturday, the 9th, not the 9th, the 6th, I'm having my card fiesta at El Azteca in Virginia Beach. I do a class every other Saturday there from 12:30 to 3:30, and it is an all-occasion card class. Hi, Mitzi. So happy to have you for the first time. Everybody welcome Mitzi. Hi, Joy. How are you? Is it your first time watching me? I don't think it is, but I'm not 100%. Hey, Joyce. I'm so happy that you made it in. And yes, I'm so glad to be back. Thank you. Rose, welcome. Rose, I was just telling them Saturday is our next card fiesta. I hope you can come. Hi, Monica. So what we do at this card fiesta is basically, it's like a shoebox kind of class, and we have a bunch of different boxes with all different kinds of cards inside, and you pick the card you want. I hand you your box and you make your cards. It's really fun. And we get to eat Mexican food and socialize. It's really a lot of fun, and I hope that if you are in the Virginia Beach area, or if you vacation in Virginia Beach, that you will contact me and come to one of my classes. Hey, Kimberly. Hi, Mima. Hey, Roxanne. So we have a couple newbies. Rose is new and Mitzi is new. It's their first time. But I don't know if Joy is new. I don't think she is. I am pretty sure she isn't. Hey, Donna, how are you? What's it like in Ontario today? Is it cold or warm? All right, that's enough talking about the card fiesta. Let's move on to the next thing. I tend to be slow. Inky Hands crew membership. If you are not a member of my Inky Hands crew, I don't know why, because we have the best time. It's how you get new videos every single week. These weeks that I didn't have new content, the members got new content. So if it's something that you want and you want to get 2 videos a week plus 2 challenges, a color and a sketch challenge a month, I send out little giveaways for participation in both of those challenges. And we have a Facebook group that we chat in, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a great group of women that want more of my stuff. So if you join, I would love to have you. You could go to my website and you're going to look under memberships, and then you will get all the information you need. It's $7.99 a month, so cheaper than a Starbucks. And I hope that you'll join us. Let's talk about last chance products, because after all, on the 9th, that is when you can get the up to 60% off of the items that are discounted. Thank you, everybody, for being so welcoming to Rose and Mitzi. That's what I love the most about you guys in the chat. It makes me feel so good that we welcome the new people. So if you don't know what's on Last Chance, I will be putting out a video. I don't know what day. Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday. Just be on the lookout. Keep coming back to the channel and check it out. And I will do a walkthrough so that you can mark your books with all the discounts. I'll be giving you my top picks. Haley, thanks for joining us. Where are you, Mitzi, again? You said Ohio? Oh, Rose, so happy that you're here as well. You're under a tomato. You mean a tornado? Sherry, only you would say that you're under a tomato instead of tornado. Oh my gosh, I needed that laugh. I think you did it on purpose. That was so great. I love that. Oh my gosh. So when I do the walkthrough for the catalog, you can mark your catalogs with me. You can pause the video as you go along, and you can mark your books for what's on discount. I do give my suggestions of things that I think are really great deals or fantastic products that maybe you haven't seen me create with. And so you'll be able to see all of that. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. All right, let's get crafting. Look what's coming, guys. Look at this. I'm bringing it up to the camera because it's worthy. Okay, this is what's coming, our new catalog. Yes, that's right. We're getting a new catalog and I'm so excited. It is amazing. It is laid out completely different. So if you've had catalogs in the past, you're probably going to be a little bit confused. I probably will put out a video when the catalog goes live so that I can explain what's going on and how to find the things that you want. I'm not allowed to open it, so I can only show the front cover. So that's why I can't do the video prior to it coming out. But as soon as it's live and I can open it and I can let you know, I will do that. But if you want to see what's inside the catalog before May 1st, guess what you can do? You can join my team. So if you join my team, then you will be able to get the catalog and you can actually order products from the catalog in your starter kit. So if you're interested in joining my team, I would love to have you be a part of it. Just let me know. All right, let's talk about Paper Pumpkin. This month's Paper Pumpkin, I think, is going to be completely exquisite. It's champagne colored foils and beautiful pop-out designs, butterflies. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get it, and I'm sure I'm going to freak out in the video that hopefully I get in time. I'm sorry about last month that I wasn't able to do a unboxing video for you guys, but I was gone. When my box came, I was in Texas. And if you follow my website, you may have seen my blog post that I made about Magnolia Table. There's more to come. I'm just gonna little by little give you bits and pieces of things that I did when I was in Texas. Hey Cheryl, thanks for joining us. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you are eligible to purchase the add-on. And if you join Paper Pumpkin today, you can also purchase the add-on. It's $12 and you get these beautiful dies. So you have an outline butterfly die and an intricate inner die. You can pair them together or you can just keep them separate. You have this really cool label and then this bold sentiment that says thanks. So check that out in the store if you are already a subscriber and toss it on your next order. Online exclusives went live on March 5th, but since I was gone for most of March, you guys are going to get to hear me talk about it. So there's some really, really cool things in the online exclusives. We have this really awesome coffee set, this bright and bold zinnia set, and I did buy this little wagon that they're showing here on this picture. So I have all three of those. Of course, I'm sure you're not surprised. Here is a little bit more close-up of the zinnia. They put this in a brochure for us, and so I'm able to share it like so. But all the online exclusives are not located in a catalog. You can find them in my online store. So if you are a customer of mine or you want to be a customer of mine, I can help you find the online exclusives in my store. The zinnia bundle is amazing. It's a whole suite of products from embellishments, embossing folder, bundle, and DSP. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend it. So yeah, so that's the flyer for that. Now also because I was gone and I forgot to bring my paper piecing pattern stuff with me to Texas so that I can make you guys the patterns. I was very late on the trigger, but they have been up on my website since, I don't know, Wednesday maybe of last week, maybe Tuesday of last week. So the 2024 paper piecing pattern projects, if you don't own that yet, you can go to my website under PDF, I think it says PDF tutorials or something like that. And the projects are there, the paper piecing pattern projects are there. So this is the newest one. It has 4 paper piecing patterns. Last year's has 5. And these were the projects that I did throwbacks to. So if you missed any of those throwbacks or flashbacks, these are the patterns. If you did not follow me last year and you're interested in the patterns to make these really cute Easter projects, might as well get a jump start, because let me tell you, the year flies by and before you know it's going to be Easter again. And speaking of that, Halloween probably is right around the corner, because as soon as it's summer, it's like time for Halloween, right? You go in the stores and you're like, are you kidding me? Why do you have Halloween stuff out? It's summer. But that's what happens. And I usually start in August because I do 28 days of Halloween projects. So 2023's Halloween projects are available in a paper piecing pattern as well as my 2022. So if you missed any of those 4 patterns, I would appreciate the support. Thanks so much for those of you who have already purchased them. I'm super grateful. What hurricane is coming? Because or tornado, Sherry? Because I haven't been watching the news. I'm literally out of it, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that when I'm done going through these announcements before I make my card. So kits collection, as you guys know, we have kits, and every month in 2024 we are getting 2 new kits. And wait until you see the 2 new kits. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So here is the first one. And look at all the mess that I made writing all over this, but by next time I'll have a new one. But this one says, By Your Side Kit, and it is adorable. It has puppies and kittens, and it is just the cutest. It comes with 8 cards. There's 2 each of 4 designs. The reason that it's all kind of jacked up right there is because Stampin' Up's website says that it's 4 each of 2 designs, but that's incorrect. So I had to change it once I realized it. And hopefully they'll realize it and change it. But that's where I went to look real quick right before this video. And it was wrong. So I apologize for the scratch on there. But if you're interested in this kit, it is item number 163876. And it is a stamping kit. So it comes with a stamp set. Super adorable. Okay, this next one is called Hooray for Honeycomb, and it is a cutie also. It also came out today. I forgot to put that on there. I gotta find my marker. All right, I gotta write that while I'm talking to you guys. Because I like to have, I think I put March. See, I'm like my brain, wait till you guys find out what's going on, you'll understand. My brain is not really all there today. All right, I like to put the date that they come out so that I have an idea of how long to show them to you guys. But this kit is really cool. See these little like honeycomb, like kind of like party things that we used to have back in the day that you could like rough up and it'd be super adorable. Those are called honeycombs. And so this one's shown on the outside, but you absolutely can put it on the inside. So when you open your card, the little honeycomb opens up. And the kit comes with those. There's 3 designs, although this just shows 2 of them. The other one is a balloon, and it's a birthday themed one. I don't know why they didn't put all 3 on here. But anyway, 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designed, and it's also, I think, a stamping set. And then we have March 7th, they came out with the Your Day to Shine kit. This one is a non-stamping, so it's a very low price point at $14. I know, those tomatoes, that was definitely fun. Thank you for doing that, Sherry. I'm still laughing about it. Okay, and then in March, the Frogs and Friend kit, which is actually a cup and ball game. And so it's perfect for a party, a kid's party. You could add this as an activity and then they could take it home as a favor. This is a great little kit, and I love that we're including some things for the youngers because we might as well get them crafting young. I read something the other day that crafting and being crafty, you're not born crafty. They said that it's something that is nurtured in you. It is not something that is born. So the younger you teach kids to do things with their hands, the better they are at it as they get older, which I think is super cool. So we might as well start with these young kids and get another generation of crafters, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk about the February one, which I got, and I may be doing this as a video, I'm not sure, but I bought this kit because for $25, literally you're getting 4 6x6 frames, and just for that alone, without anything in them. So if you don't particularly like the house plants, put the plants on a card and keep your frames and use them for whatever you want to put on them, a little sampler, or you want to change them out every month for the month. But this is a fantastic kit. I'm telling you, buy this kit. You will not regret it because 6x6 frames are not cheap to purchase, and so you get 4 of them for 25 bucks in that kit. Birthday Sparkle kit was also one for February, and you got 6 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. Okay, that's enough kits because that was a lot of talking. All right, let's move on to my April tutorial bundle. So if you purchase $50 with me a month, and you can be a demonstrator and still spend $50 with me a month, you will get a tutorial bundle. Every month I participate in another one. And the April kit has 43 projects. So 43 PDFs for free. If you do not want to purchase $50 from me and you just want to buy the PDF, they're $20. You just have to send me an email to kelly@inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and Kelly has an I at the end, and I can arrange for you to get your tutorial bundle. Also, I am part of a design team called Creativity Abounds, and we do a stamp camp every new catalog. So we will have a stamp camp coming up in June. The catalog will go live May 1st, and in the middle of June, I believe it's the 14th and 15th of June, we will be doing a stamp camp. Now, if you participated last time in the stamp camp, I have no doubt you will come back because it is amazing. You get 13 make and takes. You get 13 alternate videos that are done live in a private Facebook group, which they're also put on YouTube. So if you do not have Facebook and you want to watch them on YouTube, you can. You get the alternates. And then there's also videos for the other projects. So it's just a no-brainer, literally a no-brainer. And all you have to do is purchase the bundle or the suite of products that we will be showcasing. And I will give you more details as soon as I get my products. I'm going to show you everything you need to buy to come in, and I'm going to be taking pre-order signups so that as soon as the items are available to purchase, you guys can purchase them on a host code for me. But this is the months we don't have a stamp camp. We just do a blog hop, and we also, with the blog hop, those are 13 alternates in the same theme of the PDF. So last month's was Fun Folds, and if you're interested in this Fun Fold PDF, again, send me an email to Kelly with an I at inkyhandswarmhearts.plural.com, and I will be happy to sell you this Fun Fold. believe it's $15 for that one. I have to just double check, but I'm almost positive that one's $15. And then I want to talk to you about the new 2024 to 2026 in colors. These are going to be our new in colors, and although I can't open the catalog, I can show you this brochure. So the in colors are coming, and it's very exciting, and I am letting you know about them because I will be doing an in color club like I did last year. I don't have all the details squared away yet, but I will, and once I have them, I will put them on a newsletter and send those out. So if you're interested in color club, just let me know, and I will put you on the pre-list for that newsletter. But yeah, I would love to have you as part of the club. I make projects for the club members every single month in addition to a card. They're all made by me, and it's really a lot of fun. Plus you can little by little get all your in colors. All right, so that's it for announcements. So this is going to be our card we're making today, which of course you already saw it on the preview. But I'm going to talk to you about why I have this horrible lighting and why I'm not home. So I got home from convention on the 22nd of March. That was when I was there. But before I left Texas to come home, I was told that my accountability partner and very good Stampin' Up friend was in the hospital. Now, she's been fighting cancer for 2 years, and she hadn't been feeling good. She was in a trial, and she just hadn't been feeling good, and basically she ended up collapsing. They took her to the hospital. Her blood pressure was all over the place, and she really couldn't get it regulated. She was in so much pain, and she's been battling for a long time. And she decided to stop fighting, and her family was in agreement with her. So they took her home on Thursday, this past Thursday, and I left on Friday to come to Georgia, which is where she lives. I rented an Airbnb home so that I could create for you guys. I really miss doing these lives with you, but it's really something that I wanted to do, and so I came here, and she passed away. And yesterday at 9 a.m. or so, right around there in the morning, and so I will be going to her funeral this Thursday, and then I will be home in time for my class on Saturday. So just keep her family in your prayers if you believe in praying. I'm sure that they're really gonna miss her because she was an angel. And I really appreciate if you guys would pray for her family and pray for me. I'm kind of all over the place, emotional, and that's why I forget things, because my brain is just going in 100 places. So I appreciate you guys. And that's one of the things I love the most about Stamping Up, is that the people that you meet, they're amazing. And she was as well. So I just want you guys to know how much I care about you guys. And thank you for listening to my sob story. But that's why I'm not home, and that's why I don't have the best lighting. So I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started. Thursday's live is probably going to be pre-recorded because that's when her funeral is. I might be home in time, so I might be in the comments, but I'm gonna pre-record it, and the card is gonna be dedicated to her. She loved pink, the color pink. And so, yeah, I'm gonna be making a pink card in honor of her. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that card as well. Sorry for crying on camera, but that's how much I loved her. All right, we're gonna start with this card, but before I do anything, I need to, sorry, I'm gonna show it to you guys. So this is how it works. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. I call this my triple panel card because it fits in a regular size envelope. Clem especially, you're going to love this card, so pay attention. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Sorry, I'm like knocking things over. My computer's like not behaving itself. There it goes. So what you're gonna do is, this is how it works. So you're gonna open, and that's where you're gonna write your sentiment. And then you pull one more time. So this is a Mother's Day card. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And when it gets displayed, it stands like that. And I'm gonna try and show you guys how it will look like that when it's on display. So it's a really beautiful card. It's just made with a half sheet of cardstock, and I am gonna show you how to make that today. I'm gonna take a sip of water because I did a lot of talking. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Thank you, Lou, and Clem, and Sherry, Rose. All of you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. All right, so guess what comes out first? As always, the Simply scoreboard. So this is a 4 1/4 by 11 piece. I'm gonna grab my stylus, and the paper is Lost Lagoon, if you can't tell, because literally the lighting is not very good here. All right, let's see. I have to put this somewhere I can see what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna score at 2.5 inches. So the middle right here, 3 3/4 inches, 6 3/4 inches, and 8 1/4 inches. So you have these 2 panels and then these 3 sections right here. Hopefully you can see that, because like I said, I know the lighting is garbage. Thank you so much, Donna. Aw, I appreciate you. All right, so that's how you score. So you're gonna score it at 2.5, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, and 8 1/4. I hope that Clem is writing some notes because she loves fun folds the most. Oh, I just like to mess with her. She's on my team, and she was my first team member, and I just love her to death, and I always tease her. But she does love fun folds a lot. Okay. So let me bring the card in, okay? So I'm gonna hold it like this so that you can see, okay? So we have to fold the panels, okay? And so this one is gonna come forward. This one's gonna go back, forward and back. And then I'm gonna make sure that I have the right way before I put my creases in there. because there we go. Yeah, I did. Okay. So there we go. And I'm gonna show you how to crease it. So I'm gonna turn this way and crease this side. Okay. Then I'm gonna crease this one. Okay, so those are those two creases. Now I need to crease these. And this one. So you just take them one section at a time and put your creases in there. All right, so let me make sure again that we have it the right way. Didn't turn it upside down or whatever. Yep, we're good. Okay, because sometimes I move things around on me. All right, so this is our base. So that's what it looks like. It's basically folded into a 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece. I love them too. The reason that I love them is because people find them to be such a wow, and they're not that hard to make. They take a little longer than a normal card, of course, because you have to do some scoring and folding. But I just think that wow is so worth it. So that's why I really like making fun folds, and I think that's why Clem likes making fun folds. I'm surprised Clem hasn't said anything. She's probably messing with Leo. Okay, so I have 3 pieces of basic white cardstock, and I'm using the thick for these 2 4x4 pieces, but this smaller piece is 4 by 2.5, and you can use basic white regular. The reason I use thick for these 2 pieces is because they're going to be hanging off, and I wanted them to be firm. There she is. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you, this one's gonna go here, this one's gonna go here, and then this last one, I'm gonna flip this. See how it fits completely on this panel? So because it fits on there, it could be the regular weight basic white cardstock, okay? So I'm gonna pull them out now, but I just wanted to show you why I used the thick and the regular. Okay, so let's make a cool background. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. Of course, I didn't plan for that, so you're gonna see a lot of shifting and moving because I don't have my regular setup here, and basically I have everything piled on top of each other. I appreciate that, Kimberly, about the lighting. I'm just, I like things to be just so, and I just want to make sure that you guys can see well and that you get a good quality video. But I do so much appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna start with this 4x4. And I know we have white on white a little bit, but I kind of have to have it that way. So the first thing that we're gonna do here is we are going to hopefully not knock anything over. I just realized I forgot an ink color that I needed. And like I said, everything is teetering on everything else. So I just want to make sure I can grab it. Okay, I did. All right, got it. Woo! Okay, so we're going to be stamping in Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to take this larger stamp, and let me show you the stamp set. And I'm gonna ask you guys, how many of you own Artistically inked? I would love to know if you own it because it is gorgeous. Look at the dies, they're amazing. And then these pieces cut out the stamped images. This image here is by far my favorite, but the floral ones are gorgeous as well. And I love the different fonts that are in for the words. So it's a great little bundle. I bought it when it was brand new in the catalog. I fell in love with it. It used to have its own designer series paper, which I think everybody made all the cards with those colors. But the designer series paper retired. Of course, the suite got broken up into 2 pieces, and I think people forgot about this set. But if you're new and you have never seen it, it is pretty amazing. and you are gonna want it. So Monica, I see an order in your future. Oh my goodness. All right. So what I was saying is this is the stamp that we're going to be using right here. I'm going to put that in front of me. And I like when I use a larger stamp to lay it up and then bring my ink pad to it. And when you do that, it's going to look like it's not getting inked, but trust me, it's inked. So those dark spots are going to be darker, and let me see if I move you over here. Yeah, the lighter spots are going to be lighter. And that's what's so beautiful about this stamp set. So I want to leave a little bit of white. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to just drop that one like that. Like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Let's add some more. And I'm gonna put this one this direction, like that. And we're gonna slowly start filling in. So I think I'm gonna angle this one. I'm gonna put a little bit there. I'm gonna leave a little white in that corner. And you can overlap this stamp and it just looks amazing. See, it just overlapped there, but that dark, because it has dark spots, this is just the coolest, really. I can't tell you enough how awesome it is. All right, so we're going to, then I'm gonna turn it this way and I'm gonna bring it in right here, like that. And then I think one more time and we should be good. And instead of this way that I've been doing it, I'm gonna go a little backwards. I'm gonna have a little bit of white in the middle, but it won't matter because no one's gonna see it. It's gonna be covered with flowers. And actually the white looks kind of cool, really. But it'll be covered and no one will see it. So that's basically what I want. I want kind of like that look of that alcohol ink moving with, you know, a spray of rubbing alcohol on top of it or something like that. So let's go ahead and clean our beautiful stamp because we're going to use it again with completely different colors. Okay. So we got to get it prepped. So that one's clean. We're going to do a little sponging, not sponging, but ink blending. I got to grab my blending brushes. All right, so we're gonna use Pretty Peacock. And I don't want it to be too dark that it overwhelms, but I want this to look as if it has different colors, lighter and darker, like a more of a teal and a green blended together. And by adding the blending brushes on here, you can get that look. All right, so there is what that looks like, pretty beautiful. All right, if I do say so myself, I'm quite in love with this. I think it's so gorgeous. All right, let's move all this stuff out of the way so I can make some room for my blending brushes. If you saw the disaster that was on this desk right now. All right, so that's gonna be our front piece. I'm just gonna lay that off to the side and we're gonna work on this one right here, okay? So we're gonna get our next piece and I'm gonna flip the paper over because I don't want the blue to get on here. And we are gonna do Petal Pink and Melon Mambo. Now, you probably think that this doesn't look like Melon Mambo, but it is. It is just blended Melon Mambo. And you'll see what I mean. It looks like it's our old, like, Positively Pink or whatever, but we don't have that anymore. So you're gonna see. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna take the two ink pads. So I have Petal Pink, and I'm going to ink that directly on here. And I'm gonna put it down this one side like this. Oh my gosh, I just love this stamp so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so pretty. So the next time I'm gonna ink it, I'm gonna leave it up, and I'm gonna take my Melon Mambo It's not available as a bundle, Donna, but you can buy them separately. So you just have to key both numbers in. So I'm picking up Melon Mambo and I'm gonna brush off a little bit. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm just gonna add it by tapping it in different spots on my petal pink. And we're going to now over stamp here and see how it starts having that paler pink look to it. We're gonna clean it and then do that one more time. So we're gonna stamp it in the petal pink, which is already a pale color. And then we're gonna tone down the Melon Mambo by just tapping it in different spots. And then I'm gonna come on this side and I'm gonna add a little pink over here. Across, and then I'm gonna, a little bit right there. So there is that. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh, I just love that. So then to add the last little pop of pink, I'm gonna take those 3 little flower stamps, this one right here, and instead of dipping it directly into my Melon Mambo, which would give me a very dark, I'm going to blend it over the top, and I'm gonna show you. See, it lightens it significantly. So you're gonna come in and you're gonna blend it, and then you're gonna come in here and put one there, and then again, and I'm gonna do another one over here somewhere. I just wanted to have a little bit more pink in there so the flower helps. So that's number 2. I'm gonna put it over here to the side. And then we're gonna do this one. So as you can see, this one has a lot more pink in it than the first one. So I just kind of tried to do a little bit on the first and then more on the last. So this we're gonna clean because we don't need this stamp for right now. And we're gonna work on our small panel, which again, if I didn't say it earlier, was 4 by 2.5 inches. All right, so let's bring that one in. And we're first going to stamp in petal pink. And I'm going to ink that up and I'm gonna start filling in my whole background. And this one is so light of an ink, you don't need to brush it. But you can see I'm slowly adding color. All right, so that's good there. Now we're gonna overlay in the Melon Mambo. So we're done with this one. Did you guys see Monday's card? I didn't have a video for it, but it was on my website. I'll show you that in a little bit. It was all in Seafoam using the same bundle, and then I used Wink of Stella, which, by the way, is back in stock. So if you've been waiting for that Wink of Stella, get online and buy that thing before it sells out again. I'm only kidding. I don't think it'll sell out. It was probably stuck on some ship and not coming, you know? Who knows? But I'm glad it's back. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna add we're gonna blend this in to tone down that really bright color. We're just blending it in. And I'm gonna overlay on this side right here. And then again. And then we're gonna come in at the top, probably this way, I think, yeah. All right, and then let's do down the other side. 2 more times, we'll sponge it twice more. Let's put this one here, And then we'll add just a hair of, yeah, I'll use this end. So I'm gonna kind of put this like this, maybe from this direction to make it a little different. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. So there is our back panel. All right, so back to our, I can't think of the word, pretty peacock. So we're gonna do our sentiment. It's gonna be our Happy Mother's Day sentiment. Now this is from, oh gosh, I forgot to pull that stamp set out, but I have it with me. It is actually not carrying over to the new catalog. So if you are interested in this set, it was from the Perennial Postage suite that's in the mini. And I can show you that. This is not carrying over to the annual. So if you want it, it's the time to buy it. I love that it has Happy Mother's Day. I love all of these sentiments. They're really beautiful. They're different kinds of sentiments. I love you mean the world to me. Big hugs, your love beyond measure. Thank you for your friendship. I know you will get through this. There's so many beautiful sentiments in here that are unusual. And so that's what I'm using here for this Happy Mother's Day. And I will clean this in a minute. Actually, I'm gonna try and get most of the ink off so it doesn't muddy my chamois too much. All right, we'll put that over there. I want to make sure that we have a good mount. Hey Sharon, thanks for joining us. All right, we're gonna stamp this in the center. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Sherry, for being my stamp secretary. Oh my gosh, I made that blurry. Should I do it again? I am. I'm doing it again. Because I can't deal with that. Sorry, guys. We'll start over, but it won't take long. Now that you know what to do, I won't have to explain it. I'm just going to knock it out. All right. So we're going to start with this petal pink. I don't like a blurry sentiment. All right, 1. That's good for peach. On to the pink. I'll try and be more careful when I stamp. I totally smushed that too hard. All right, it's easy to do. You forget that it's foam, right? And you just smash it. All right, so let's do an instant replay. Oh boy, I tell you, this has been quite the week. And actually, I like how this one's turning out better, so maybe that's why I made the mistake. This is much prettier. I'm gonna do a tiny bit in this corner and another in that tiny corner. Actually, I'm gonna do this end. Yep, like that one 100% better. So I guess that's why I made the mistake. They say everything happens for a reason. I don't want to disappoint. All right, so let's clean this. And then I will try that again. So I'll have to tell myself to use a light touch. But not too light, because then we'll have the other problem and I'll be flipping it back to the smush side. All right, let's see. All right, be gentle. All right, so there's Happy Mother's Day. Oh, much better. Love that. All right, so I'm gonna start attaching these pieces into the card base, and then I'm gonna work on the front, because that's kind of a little process within itself. Nothing like coming back with a wow card for you guys, huh? Oh my goodness. I brought you guys There we go. So we're gonna put that, nope, that's not the one. It only fits on one side. So what did I do? Put it backwards? Yes, this way. All right. Okay, John, don't you know I'm live? Leave it to him. All right, we're gonna put glue on this, which I have to find it. Here we go. Let's get my silicone mat. If I can locate that, it should be here somewhere. Here we go. All right, so on the blurry side, we're gonna add our glue. No one will know that I smashed it too hard, right? Thank God that, okay, this doesn't want to glue. All right, am I gonna have to open another one? Or is it gonna actually work? This is what usually happens to me. These crazy things happen. And then I get too much glue. Let me see if I can, probably a little bit stuck inside there. There we go. That, oh, see? Hello, party glue. All right, we're gonna put some here, but not that much. I'm gonna use some of it though. And then I'm gonna get a baby wipe. I heard you. So let me get this baby wipe out, clean my finger. All right. All right, here we go. Thank you, Jen. Is this your first time watching me? Who knows what's going on? Let me see if I have a message on my phone. All right, I think we're good again. I should be back. Does everybody see? Oh, good, you've been here before. Well, welcome back. I apologize for not remembering. Names are not always my best character. I forget names a lot of, and not just people, of things. Oh my gosh, look at this glue. Thank God I brought baby wipes with me on this trip. This is what happens when you've been driving and the glue's been jarred around, or probably this is one that I took with me to Texas, and the pressure from the cabin, who knows what causes these problems. All right, but hopefully I can get some out. I should be good to go now. All right, yay, it's flowing. Okay, so we're gonna put this one over here on this side. All right. Now for the next one, we're gonna attach this. So because this is hanging off, this is the best way I can share how to glue this on, okay? So what you wanna do is you want to put glue down here, but you don't wanna put it all the way to the edge of on these three sides, okay? So you kind of have to leave yourself that little border. And Sherry, I know that you are just like me and you put lots of glue. You just have to be careful, okay? So then you have to put it on that piece, because if you put it on this large piece, you won't know where to put it, the glue, where to stop it, and then it could go past that point. So that's what I did there. So far we have those just like that, okay? And then I'm gonna attach this piece exactly the same way. So on this panel here, I am going to go on here like that, on the three sides, the top, this front, and the bottom. Because we have a little edge, we just have to be careful. All right, I'm closing this before I have a mess. I'm glad I made it back for you, Joyce. I'm sorry. My phone said I had 20%, so I guess when I get those alert messages, it freezes the video. I don't know. I apologize. Hopefully we'll make it before the phone dies because I don't have a plug on the right side and it might be in the way if I plug it in. Who knows? I might could do it, but we'll have to see what happens. So we're gonna work on this. All we have left is to attach the stuff on the front, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so we're gonna start and decorate the front. I've already die cut all of the pieces and stamped them. Now, the way that I showed you guys how to do the overlay of this piece here with the pink and using the blending brush, that's how I did my flowers, okay? So let me show you. I'm gonna get them out of my little baggie. So I've die cut one of these pieces in white, and this is from the die set. Isn't that beautiful? And then I have a large flower, 2 rosettes, all right, and then we have, let's just dump it out because this pulling out one at a time is for the birds. Okay, so we have this die cut piece. I'm moving that out of the way. This flower, first I stamped it in petal pink, and then I did with the brush how I showed you on here. You're gonna add the pink over the top of the petal pink, and then you get that. Now on this one, I had a lot more pink. On this one, I had more peach showing. So it just depends on how much you choose to put of the pink. Same with this. I just put a slight amount of pink in the middle. This one's mostly pink. I did that on purpose. I wanted the florals to be different. And then the leaves were straight stamped, so you don't have to blend brush those. Just the flowers, the large ones, and the rosettes. And then I straight stamped with petal pink the little peach flowers. It's a trio. And then with melon mambo, you can see the difference. When you sponge and when you stamp straight, you get a much paler pink, but I wanted that contrast. And then I have stamped Your Love Beyond Measure. So let's go ahead and talk about this whole piece here. Sorry guys, I have to get myself situated in this chair that I'm using. All right, so this piece is gonna go right here in the middle, and I have to figure out how I want it to be placed. Maybe like this. That looks pretty. Yeah, I think like that. So what I'm gonna use first is going to be some dimensionals. I have to find them. Here they are. Oops. And the minis. Okay, I have both. All right, so we are going to take and we're gonna put a few of these dimensionals, 2 or 3. You don't need a ton because it's just to hold it in place, and just a few will do. So I'm putting them near the center, and then I'm gonna pull the backs off of them and go ahead and stick this piece on, okay? So yes, you can see them, but don't worry, we won't at the end. So this is gonna go first, and those are gonna be stuck right there. They're gonna be covered, which is why I put them where I put them. All right, so you are gonna figure out your placement of your large flower first. And I am gonna use dimensionals as well for this flower. So I don't need to put any on top of where I have it. So I'm just gonna little by little pull the back and make sure that wherever I'm placing my dimensionals, there isn't another dimensional. I'm gonna put one right there. And then maybe one more, and I should be good because I did put quite a nice anchor. That's good there. I think I need one more right there. All right, so in the outer section. So let me grab my Take Your Pick tool because I keep trying to pick them off, and I do so much better with my Take Your Pick tool. All right, so now this flower is the first one. It gets placed in here first. right there. All right, so there's that. Maybe a little bit more over. I don't like it there. I'm gonna move it over a little bit slightly. I just have to hold on so I don't tear everything off of this because it is quite a delicate flower, of course. There we go. All right, it's still in place. So we're just gonna move it a little bit more to this side. I don't want it that far over because we have to have room for the rosettes. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna put the peach rosette right on top, but before I do that, I'm gonna add my 2 leaves. So we're gonna get this glue that likes to misbehave. Probably the one from the plane when I went to Texas. Okay, so we'll put our 2 leaves and then we're gonna attach it kind of where that little flower dips right there. That looks good. Once we have them attached how we want, of course, we're gonna put our dimensionals on the back. So I'm gonna put 1 dimensional to hold that, and then I'm gonna put minis, if I can get them started. I always have a hard time with the minis, getting them started. There we go. All right, so let's add this next. Oh my goodness, I think I forgot to do the ribbon. You guys, my brain isn't really here with you. It is, but it isn't. It's in a million places. So I'm gonna lift this up again. Hopefully I won't tear it slowly. We don't wanna attach anything yet because I forgot to do the ribbon. The ribbon goes first, then we're gonna add this. All right, we're good. So the ribbon that I'm using is this metallic ribbon right here, okay? And so I have to grab my ribbon scissor and I'm gonna do about, I don't know, a 3-inch length. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim it there. And I'm gonna trim this other edge because it kind of needs a fresh cut. So once you've freshly cut that end, you're gonna grab and you're gonna get this gold thread. Hopefully you can see it because like I said, my lighting isn't the best, but it is sparkly. So hopefully you will see it start to come unraveled and the thread is coming out of this pretty peacock ribbon. You just have to be gentle and take your time. And just little by little, you're gonna pull. And you're gonna start getting like these long hairs. Okay, and when you get near the end, right there, you're gonna snip this gold thread, okay? And you're gonna take this piece and you're gonna take another dimensional and you're gonna stick that down like that, right in the middle, okay? And that should hold it in place. And then of course, all the stuff we're gonna put on top. Now this piece, you can see how zigzaggy it is. It's kind of like you took a stitch out of something that was sewn and that's what you get. But we're gonna use this as well. So what you wanna do is you wanna slowly and carefully start pulling on this gold thread and see how I'm just like winding it around my fingers. So once I do that, you start losing that zigzag. We're gonna use this as well because it's so pretty. I hate for it to go to waste. We need to have some sparkle among the pretty peacock. And so little by little, you're going to work your way through this gold filament almost of thread that you have pulled out of that ribbon, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold it and cut it in half. I know you guys can't see this because I have to hold it very high to be able to cut it because it's pretty long, but I'm gonna cut it there. So now I have 2 pieces. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't even know if you can, but hopefully you can. And we're going to lay this around like this, okay? It's kind of sticking out everywhere. It's really pretty and wild. And you're gonna take these little hairs and you're gonna start splaying them out all over and spread them all the way around your card so that you have little hairs everywhere, okay? All over like that, okay? I'm gonna put one more dimensional right here now that I've spread that out, and I'm gonna pull the back off. Now we can put our flower. I apologize for that craziness earlier, but like I said, my mind is in a million places, so I'm not surprised that I forgot to put the thread. All right, but there we go. So now we have, see all that beautiful filament and thin threads coming out? I just think it's so pretty. And we're gonna trim them at the end because they're a little too long, but I'll show you that in a minute. We made this little flower, so we're gonna add this to cover this little white piece. So it's gonna be kind of off to the side like this. You want a little bit of it sticking out right there, okay? That's number 2. And then this one, we're gonna tuck underneath, and I don't want it to go beyond here. So it's just gonna tuck a little bit there. So I'm gonna put dimensionals on the side that are not, and you can see what color you get when you stamp it without the, without doing the sponging or the ink blending. All right, so we're gonna tuck this part here. I'm gonna make sure that it fits. Yes, it fits in there. And I'm gonna add a little bit of glue to the top here so that it'll glue underneath this large flower right there. Okay, so there's that one. Let's add our leaf underneath like that. I'm gonna put it on this side this time. I put it on the top on my other card, but you just have to make it work for you. So there's our 2 flowers. And now little by little, we're gonna add these little guys right here, okay? So the 2 teeny weeny ones, this one, and I lost the other one. I don't know where it is. There it is. Those are gonna be flat glued. And then these are getting dimensionals. So let me grab those. Thank you, Mitzi, I appreciate that. Exactly, like every time you make a card, right, it's never exactly like the first one you made, but they're equally as beautiful. This set, I just don't think it makes an ugly card. It is just beautiful. And this ribbon is so fun to do that technique with. This ribbon is in the mini catalog right now, and it will be carrying into the annual catalog when it comes out in May. It is pretty cool ribbon. All right, so let's get the backs off of these, and we'll add these next, and then I'll glue the last 2 little ones flat. All right. So let's see, we'll put this one over here in this kind of large space, and I'll put the medium pink one. I gotta find it, here it is. You have a small, medium, and large. I'm gonna put this one kind of tucked like that. We'll put the large pink one in this white space right here, kind of tucked underneath this leaf. I'm gonna put this one, I don't know yet about this one. I'm gonna wait on that one because when we do our sentiment, which I've already stamped in Melon Mambo, I'm gonna find my scissors. And this is how you trim this one. You're gonna come up at the end and you're gonna come in to that word D, the letter D right there. And I did stamp this on thick basic white because it's so skinny. I wanted it to be nice and strong rather than be the thinner weight regular basic white. So this one was with my scraps that I had left over cutting those 4x4 pieces. I stamped this. And then once we get back here, we're gonna go straight again. And straight here. Oh my goodness, this little angel is getting caught on my card. I'm gonna move the card out of the way. All right, and we're gonna come this way. and around. I used to have that angel on my ribbon scissors, and then I bought a really big pair of really beautiful scissors that I use for ribbon, and so when I bought that, I put the angel on my to-go pair of paper snips so that if I was ever somewhere and I left them, I would know that they were mine because they had that little angel tag on there. All right, so we're gonna come in here, and I need to go closer right there. I went a little far. So we're gonna come in to the end, and then that should be the end if you did your right fussy cutting, but I don't really like how much I left around that D, so I'm gonna just come in and take a little bit more off because I went finer around the L and then I left too much around this D. There we go. All right, so here is our You Are Loved Beyond Measure. Let's throw this away. And I'm gonna use the edges, as I always do, of my mini dimensionals. They're so awesome that they have these wide borders that you can use for these kinds of projects. So let's go ahead and flip this over. We'll put one here. Have any of you guys been to the Magnolia table or been to that part of Texas? It was in Waco. Just curious. Thank you, Roxanne. I appreciate you. I'm sure you'll watch the rest on the replay. I can always count on you to watch all my videos and talk to me. I love that. Thank you for being here tonight. Sorry you had to go early. All right, so we're just gonna do a couple more from the other side just for these pieces here. So I'm gonna go real thin there and a little bit there. So we're gonna put one on the L and then one down here on this little curvy part, hopefully. There we go. All right, so let's pull the backs off. These are kind of hard to pull off with the Take Your Pick tool because they're so skinny. So I'm gonna try my best. They tend to fall off before you want them to fall off, but they definitely have ended up on my craft room floor before because I didn't use my Take Your Pick tool to get them in the trash can. All right, so let's see. There is that one. We're gonna add this next, and then I will put the last of the flowers on here. All right, so we're gonna put You Are Loved. I think actually I'm gonna put it at the bottom this time because my flowers are higher for some reason, so I'm gonna put it here. This is the beauty of stamping, right? You get to make your decisions as you go. All right, so that's there. So I'm gonna put this one here, and then where's those little ones? There they are. Let's flip them over and add some adhesive. And there we go. All right, we're in the home stretch, guys. I have to put the embellishments on after this and trim all these little wild hairs that are everywhere. I'm gonna put this one over here next to that one, and this one, I don't know, maybe by itself. I have no idea. Maybe I'll cluster it over here like that. All right, so let me show you the embellishments that we're going to use. Let me clear off some of this mess also. And I'm gonna use my ribbon scissors, and you can see how long these are. I don't need them to be quite that long, but be careful you don't cut your cardstock because trust me, it's possible. So you wanna just come in here and trim a little bit. You want it to stick out, but it doesn't have to stick off the card, right? And this one's super long, right? All right, I think I'm happy with that. So let me clean up my little mess of my ribbon fray, and we'll add our sequins. So the sequence that I'm using, oh my gosh, I love this pack. It has the pretty peacock and the iridescent white, and then these pretty pink ones. I'm gonna use the iridescent white, and I will show you why in a minute. They take on the color of what's behind it. So I do love that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put, whoops, that one stuck to my finger. One there, and then 2 small ones in the center of that flower. Then we'll put 2 small ones in the center of this flower, which it just wants to stick to my finger, these sequins. I don't know why. That's a little too far apart. Let's go there. All right. And then I put them sporadically around. So I'll take 2 of the big ones. We'll put one up here. No, right here. And one over here maybe? Yeah, in between this little frayed pieces. I'm gonna do another big one over here in this section. So let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can't have 8, gotta have 9. So we'll do one more. Gotta have an odd number, right? I don't know why, but odd numbers just look better to the eye. So we'll put one in this corner over here. Oh no, maybe right here by this sentiment. All right, I'm very happy with that. So here's our card, our Happy Mother's Day card. I think it turned out super fantastic. These are called Adhesive Back Sequence Trio, and they are absolutely beautiful. As you can see, I have used quite a few of them. You get a lot in this package of these sequins, and so that makes it fun. It says that there was 300 of them, so quite a bit. All right, guys, let's bring back our stamp sets, if I can find them. All right, I know I used perennial postage. Oh, here we go. Artistic dies, artistically inked, and perennial postage. I forgot that one in the beginning, didn't I? And there's our cards. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm sorry we went a little over, but I had a lot of announcements and a lot of talking to do with you guys. Thank you, Rose, for being here. Monica, thank you. Yeah, Joyce, you have to go. It's so nice there. It was really fun. And oh my gosh, the food was amazing at Magnolia Table. Hi, Peggy. I didn't see you pop in. Thank you so much. That's okay. You can watch the replay. I'm happy that you caught the tail end. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate having you here with me tonight, and I will sign off. Don't forget to click that thumbs up for me, and I appreciate you. If you do watch the replay, leave me a comment. YouTube really likes comments, so the more comments you guys leave, the more that they share my videos. So I appreciate that so much. Thanks for the hearts, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Kimberly, Jen. Thanks for being here. And Sharon as well. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. And you guys have a fantastic evening. Bye, Sherry and Mom and everybody else. You guys have an awesome, awesome night. This is Kelly with Inky Hands, Warm Hearts. Happy stamping. I think I might have froze again, but happy stamping.